Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today for Altering and Tailoring Part 2, Basic Sewing and Upscaling. My name is Jose, and I'm a librarian here at LA County Library, and I'll be the moderator for today's event. Now, before we get started with today's event, I would like to take a moment of your time to read the LA County Land Acknowledgement. The County of Los Angeles recognizes that we occupy land originally and still inhabited and cared for by the Tangva, Tataviyam, Serrano, Quiche, and Chumash peoples. We honor and pay respect to their elders and descendants, past, present, and emerging, as they continued their stewardship of these lands and waters. We acknowledge that settler colonization resulted in land seizure, disease, subjugation, slavery, relocation, broken promises, genocide, and multi-generational trauma. This acknowledgement demonstrates our responsibility and commitment to truth, healing, and reconciliation, and to elevating the stories, culture, and community of the original inhabitants of Los Angeles County. We are grateful to have the opportunity to live and work on these ancestral lands. We are dedicated to growing and sustaining relationships with Native peoples and local tribal governments, including, in no particular order, the Fernandeño Tatavian Band of Mission Indians, Gabrielino Tangva Indians of California Tribal Council, Gabrielino Tangva San Gabriel Band of Mission Indians, Gabrielino Band of Mission Indians Quiche Nation, San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, San Fernando Band of Mission Indians. Thank you. And with that, it is my great pleasure to introduce the host for today's program, my colleague, Ana Silvia Torres. Ana Silvia, over to you.
Thanks, Jose, and welcome everybody. We're so happy that you're here today. My name is Ana Silvia Torres, and I'm a librarian with our Adult and Digital Services team, and I'll be your host for today's program, which is part 2 of our Altering and Upcycle and Mending Clothes. Last week, we focused on getting you started and getting comfortable with the sewing machine and learning all the basic parts and all the all the parts that go into your sewing journey. So today I'm going to turn it over in just a moment to Dee, who is our teacher, a very skilled teacher who is going to show you all about, well, she'll talk about that in just a moment. But yes, once again, welcome so much. And Dee, I'm going to hand it over to you. Before that, I just want to share a little bit about Dee. She's the instructor and the founder of School of Couture, which is a school here in Torrance, where she's been teaching people how to sew and create designs. And she has over 20 years of experience. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Dee.
My name is Dee. I'm glad to see you here. Today we will concentrate on how to hem. Like hemming, it's how to make the things shorter. We will talk about the t-shirts. We will talk about the pants, like regular pants, like these ones. We will use a sewing machine. We will use a serger machine, lots of ironing. So try to enjoy our masterclass. And let's start. Yeah, hi guys, sorry. Yeah, so today we will talk about how to hem. And the first thing what we will talk about, how to hem a different types of like projects, like clothes. It can be jeans, it can be the regular pants, it can be t-shirts, skirts, dresses. So this rule will apply for different type of like projects. But first things first, we will talk a little bit about the theory. The most important to understand how long will be our stitches. So this is the length of this stitch will be the most important part when we will sew. If you have your sewing machines, let me show you where you can find it and why it's so important. So if you will turn your sewing machine, can you please see the machine now? So this number shows how long can be the stitch. Yeah, so we can change it 2.5, 3, 3.5. So usually when you will hem your projects, it will be around 3.5 or it can be 4 or 4.5. If you will see the next chart in our presentation, so they can see the slideshow. Sorry, you can see only the slideshow. Okay, so they say you can see the chart and how they're different. If you will see like most important, your length always will be around 3.5 and 4.5. Yes, please. So guys, if you will see, it's a different type of stitch length. So it can be longer, it can be shorter. So when we will talk about the hemming, so our stitch should be around 3 millimeters, like 3.5 millimeters to 4 millimeters. It's very important. And now on machine, so if you will look at my machine, so mine is a brother, the basic one. Every machine can has the length of the stitch. If you will see this type of like sign here, this is lines. That means how long will be your stitch. So here is a 4.5. So you see, I can make it 4 or 3.5. And let me show you the difference between it, because it's a very important. It is a random fabric. I want to show you that. Please pay attention, because it will be the first thing what will make your project like much better. So right now I am using the length 3.5. So it's like this long, if you can see it. Yeah. Now I will change to 4. So let me show you. It's just a regular straight stitch. Look at this. This one is 4. I don't, can you see it, guys? So maybe this way. And for example, let me do the 4.5. So it's like that. Maybe on this side you can see it better. So what I would say, guys, I would recommend first get any piece of fabric and try to play with a different type of the length stitch. Yeah, so you can do, it's kind of like here 4, it can be 3.5, 4 or 4.5. So it's better to try it first on any piece of fabric, and that way you will like understand which stitch length will work better for your project. So the next step, what we will do, let's go to our presentation again, please. We will talk about the open seam and closed seam. What does it mean? Yeah. Now let's move to our sewing machine again. So right now I will use a regular stitch. So 0, 0 in my machine here means that it's a straight stitch. Here is how long is my stitch. And here is for the straight stitch, where is my needle? So right now it shows that it's in the middle. If I will move the bottom number here, so they see, guys, you will see that it's go to the left. And if I will move number to bigger one, so they see it's a 7, it will be the rightest position. So that way you can play with your needle. It's very useful when you will hem your projects. So mostly what you do, you will use 3.5 here. So it means your needle in the center, in the middle. So this one is how long is your stitch. So right now I will use just a regular 3. When you will just sew regular sewing, pay attention, guys, it will be always 3. But if you will hem, I will show you later. So it should be from 3.5, 4 or 5.5. So it should be a little bit longer. That way it will be much better. So let's do the straight regular stitch first. So 3 stitches forward, stop, press, U-turn and count 1, 2, 3. That way machine can tie the knot, yeah? And just go all the way down, please. When you will be at the end, so again, press and hold and do 1, 2, 3. stop pressing it and go all the way down. So foot up, needle up, always pull your projects to the left side or to the back, okay? Never pull it to the front because that way it's uncomfortable for machine. And right away, trim all the extra threads. It should be your habit. That way, your project will be clean and nice. So now let me show you how we will iron it. So let me move a little bit my sewing machine. And remember, ironing is the most important part. So you will iron 50% all your time. So 50% sewing, 50% ironing. Yeah. So you're very welcome to use any iron. I just have such small ones. So when we iron, first, I will iron how it was under the sewing machine. Just like straight and nice. And here the steam is more important. Okay, when I iron it just flat, I will open it. And if you see it like that, so you see? So if I will iron my seams this way, you see, I'm opening them to the two different sides, the opposite sides. And iron it like that. So this way, you see? We call it seam is opened. Yeah? But if I will iron the seam allowance to one side, look at this. So it will be just this way. So, do you see? So it's going to one side. That way we call it closed. Yeah, we iron both of them to one side. So this one is closed. If we need opened, we will iron this way the seam allowance. If we need closed, it will be this way. Yeah. So it's kind of like very simple rules, but we will use them a lot during our project. Now, let's start with the simple stuff. Let's go back, please, to the presentation. Yeah, so it's open seam or closed. When I will tell you iron it closed or iron it open, so it means that it's you have to iron it special way. So when we will talk about hemming, it can be pants, it can be dress, actually it can be anything, even the sleeves. Yeah, you can hem everything. So most important, you should understand the measurements. So let's talk about the pants first. So what kind of measurements you will need? So usually it's like better to measure the inseam. Yeah, so hips and waist kind of, if you would like to make it, for example, make as a waistband or hips a little bit smaller. But right now we are talking about the lengths. So right now we will talk about the inseam. Yeah, and I will show you it's on the real project. So let's move to my table. So here I have my pants. And what I need to do, I have to make them a little bit shorter. Yeah, so here's the pants. So it's just a regular, I believe it's a cotton fabric. So if you will see the original hemming, it's like this. So we have to. Before to start to hem, it's very important to make sure that two legs are even. Because sometimes if we will just measure from the bottom, two pants can be different lengths. So what we do from the crotch line here, so how I can show you the whole table, maybe like this way. Yeah, from the crotch here, I will go like match the inseam, yeah, and go all the way down to make sure that they're even. So you see, it looks like they're a little bit uneven. So let me do it again. it's better to do it on the table. Yeah. So they see sometimes it happens, they can have some difference. So why we will never measure it from the bottom? For example, you can say, oh, this one for the 2 inches longer, and just will start make them like line up and cut 2 inches from here. That way they still will be uneven. So why? From the crotch, match it. Let's even pin them together like that. Yeah. Get any pins. It shouldn't be perfect, but they should be straight and nice. I will pin this part. Let's now check the side. So we did the inseam, what will go inside. Now we will go for the side and do the same. Actually, guys, also be careful. Sometimes the fabric can shrink a lot. Maybe it will be better if you will iron with steam your project and then try and see how long the project for you. Because it can, if you will wash it, it can shrink after. That works for the like natural fibers. So if you have something like natural fibers, it's better to, you even can wash it first. So, okay, it's a little bit uneven like this. Idea is next. For example, I know that these pants for 3 inches longer. So actually we have to, like, let me do it from the bottom like that. We should trim here like 3 inches. But also what I know that I need to leave 1.5 a little bit extra for the hemming, yeah, to do all this stuff. So it means I can cut all 3 inches. So let me draw the line here. So I will make a nice line here. From this line, it's kind of actual length. I need go down and add 1.5 inches. So like this. So my actual cutting line will be here. So this one actual line where I need it, plus 1.5 inches longer. For the woven fabric, like cotton, linen, like you always will add 1 and 1.5 inch more. It's kind of like to get something at the end when the hemming will be 1 inch. But you are very welcome to play around and make it a little bit longer. You can make it hemming a little bit wider. That way it will look like much more expensive. Then wider is hemming, then more expensive like the project that was, yeah? Okay, so I know right now that here 1.5 inch plus, and I need cut, follow this line. I will use just my regular scissors for the fabric. So mine's from IKEA. It's most important for the fabric scissors to be sharp and to be like light. So if they're light, it's easy to cut. So just follow the line. So guys, you see, I don't move the fabric. Fabric is always on the table. I am moving around the fabric, and always when I am cutting, this bottom part of my scissors should be always on the table. So I'm cutting like this. So, and I don't move, I don't touch the fabric. So you see, it's always on the table, straight and nice. Okay, so let's take this out. We don't need that part. Okay, so we will take the pins. So we don't need these pins anymore. Okay, so now step number 2. I am using here, if you have any questions about what I'm using to trace. This one is a special pen for the designers. It's a heat erasable. Also, you're very welcome to use a tailor's chalk. Let me show you the different types of tailor's chalk. Yeah. For example, I have something like this. It can be different colors. You can find it white, yellow, green. So you're very welcome to use any, but be careful. Sometimes it's really hard to get rid of them. So why I prefer this type of pen, I found them on Amazon and they're like pretty cheap, maybe $8, like 40 of them. And they can be the different colors too. When you will iron, let me show you. So they say I have a line. Yeah, if I will iron, so they say all that line will disappear. So very quick. And it's much easier for me to work that way. But you're very welcome to use what would you like, but be careful, guys. At first, try on the sample of the fabric that it's coming out. Let me show you the tailor's chalk. For example, here I can use a tailor's chalk, yeah, to draw. And if I will iron, it will not disappear really. So it will stay. They say it will be harder to get rid of that. So why I think this type of pants like easier to use and they're more safe. So next, I will use a special ruler. I use this one. It's very easy to use. And we will need to draw all around 1 inch the seam amount. So let me inside out. So now I will work on the wrong side of the fabric. Yeah, so wrong side of the fabric is where you see all that stitches all around. So they see. So this one is the wrong side of the fabric. So it's kind of like inside of the project. From the tops, this one, it wasn't so straight here. I can make it straight. We need measure 1 inch from the bottom. Yeah, it's the first step. So it's no iron, no sewing yet. We will draw the lines and iron. So it will be lots of ironing, like 1 inch from the bottom. So this way works if you have only the sewing machine. 1 inch, if you would like, you can connect in between. So to make it straight, nice line, yeah? So we will turn it around and do the same thing, like 1 inch. So we have it all around, just like 1 inch line. And on the second side, we should do the same. Yeah, we have a second pants, so let's do the same. Just 1 inch. So take your time here, it's no rush. And this way usually works 99.9%, and it's always clean and nice. And you don't need lots of different type of machines here. So you can just use your ruler, pen, and iron and sewing machine. So the same way what I'm doing right now, you can hem whatever you like. It can be pants, it can be skirt, it can be dress. So now we will go back to our iron board. So if you will hem a lot, I would recommend buying something like this small one. And this one is like very easy because you can go all around. So they see, because you can open it and go just like that in. And what we do, we will just fold this end to the line. It's very important. Let me show you maybe like this closer, if you can see. So can you see it, guys? So let's see. So this is, it's very important to the line, not over, not like exactly to the line, like that. And the next step, we will iron it like this. Iron a little bit. Let's see. I will show you today different ways, and then you can choose which one will work for you. And of course, at the end of the masterclass, I will answer your questions. Okay, so let's see. Like this way. And also I will show you the when you don't need the sewing machine at all. So, and you don't even need the hand stitching. Okay, so all around. So slowly take your time. So it's most important, no rush here, because the line should be straight and nice. So, and go all around this way. Okay. We should get the line, yeah, and iron all around. See if maybe to see. So it was the first step. We ironed it all around. So what you see right now that like this part is clean. They say we don't see the raw edge. So raw edge, it means this one. Now step number 2, we will draw the line the same way, but now it will be 2 inches from the bottom. So it will be like that, 2 inches. Let me see, it's a 2 from the bottom. So we went 2, and at the top we'll draw the line. Maybe let's get closer. So let's see, from the bottom, so here, let's see, 2, and I'm drawing the line here at the top. So it's very easy. So look at this, 2, and draw the line at the top. So from here to the edge, it's a 2 inches. So, and we should do it all around. Especially when you will iron, especially when you have a seams here, be careful, iron it like better compared to the other sides. So 2 inches from the bottom. So, and the other side the same way. So from the bottom, 2 inches. This type of ruler will help a lot. So it's a 2 inches wide and the length is 18 inches. So for example, if in the future you will sew a lot, I would recommend to buy this type of ruler. It's like a must-have. Okay. For the second part, we will do the same, yeah, for the second side. Now it's ironing again, guys. What we will do, so ironing board again, and I will iron it. The first thing, I will fold to the line. They say I should get to the line and press it. It's better to use steam, but be careful, don't burn yourself. So to the line. And turn all around. It's very easy. At the beginning, just to try learn this way, how to hem. And when you will get the concept, then you can hem any other type of fabrics. Just all around. So be careful where the seams are. They have to match. And also, when you will iron, this line will disappear very quick, yes? Okay. So what we got, so they see, guys, it's clean and nice, and the raw edge is inside. And they see, we fold it and then fold it. So this part is 1 inch. Yeah, so this part from here to here is 1 inch. And inside is 1/2 inch. So do you remember at the beginning we add extra 1.5 inch? So it's here, 1 inch here, a half an inch, 1/2 inch is here. So that's why we needed extra 1.5. Okay. So now let me show you how we will sew it. Just a regular sewing machine. Yeah. So it's easy. I will use a different type of color, so kind of the thread doesn't match to the fabric. It's only because you will able to see it, so it's like easier for you guys. In real life, of course, I will never sew that way, but they can be designers. Yeah, it can be part of a design. Then, not all the machines, but almost 90% of the machines have this option, so you can open this part. And then this part for the hemming, something like circle, yeah, like pants. They see? What we will do, we will go just over like that. And it will be much easier for us to sew. I would recommend always to find your inseam line, yeah, inseam which goes inside the seam, like inside your leg. So this one is the inseam part. And start to sew somewhere here, because that one will be inside of your leg, and when you will start here and go all around, come here, when you will connect that, nobody will see that connection. It's okay if it's kind of you are good and you can match them, but sometimes it's hard to match, so that rule will help you a lot. And now I will move my needle position to 2, like for me it's much easier. And the length of the stitch, I will do 4. Okay, so 4 and 2. So let me show you here, guys. Okay. What I do, so this line, they see what I opened, like this one is opened. I will line up with inside part of my foot, sewing foot. Also, if you're not sure that you can keep the fabric straight and nice, you can pin it all around like that first. So kind of it will help to keep all the layers, like 2 layers together. So if you would like to do that, so it's first, most important, pin it all around. And always double check that this seam matching to this seam, yeah? So they have to match. Like it's better even to pin it there. So like all around, every 2-3 inches, like up and down, you can pin it. So that way it will stay and will be easier to manage. So like this. So this one is our, where is our inseam? Fine, let's find the inseam. So here is the inseam. Don't start exactly where is 2 seams like here matching, yeah, meeting each other. Start a little bit here, so that way will be much easier to sew. So as I told you guys, this part is very important. Well, so let me get closer, maybe. Can we get close like this? Sorry guys, maybe it's kind of uncomfortable to see, but I want to show you as close as possible what I'm doing there. So look at this, guys. This edge of the fabric going inside here. So I'll line up it with the inside part of my foot. Yeah, and I will just start to sew all around. And if you will see my hand position right now, what I'm doing, I am holding my fabric here and here. I'm pulling the fabric, but I don't pull too much. I'm pulling it enough to keep it straight. Yeah, so and slow and nice. Then stop, pin out, and put it in your pin cushion. So this one is a magnet one, so it's very easy. It's always pin cushion, scissors, and trash bin should be on the right side of your sewing machine. The left side, as I told you before, it should be always on the left side. It's for the project, yeah? Double check the direction of the seams. So if the seam irons this way, when you will sew it, it should be the same way too. It can be sewn to the different side, okay? So let's do it. At the beginning, it's no reason to be fast. Yeah, here, if you see, I have a speed control button. I can go like fast and slow. So I'm pulling from the both sides, line up here inside my foot. Stop, take the pin out. And stop here, so two pins. And look at this, I have a seam allowance here too. So it's looking forward, like towards me. So I should keep it the same thing. Take the pin out and take the pin out. So now we are getting closer to our start point where we started. So usually what I do, I pull the top thread, kind of this one, to the front here. So we have two ends. And you see, I have two ends here. I will just tie them together. Of course, for the mass market, you never do that. Yeah, we do it only when we sew for ourselves. And I tie two knots, and I will like cut it as close as possible, but leave a little bit tiny, like ends here, tails, yeah. And keep going, keep going. You should line up to double check, and you can overlap 3 stitches forward. Then press the U-turn and do the back 3 back stitch, 1, 2, 3, and 3 stitches forward again. So needle up. So here is the bottom, needle up. So here is the foot up. We will pull to the side. And then you can trim it as close as possible to the project. Yeah, so here and here. So always leave the long tails here, and they should be under the foot on your back side. So look at this, guys. This one is where we connected. Yeah, it's the beginning and the end point. So, and we have a back stitch here. And what we got at the end, so it's outside, like what everybody can see. This one is the inside. So they see we sewed very close to the edge here. It's very important because we know we fold the fabric and it was only half an inch. Yeah, it was like up to here somewhere. So kind of, so here. So it means we can sew a little bit lower, then it's like our end will come out from there. So you should sew a little, like as close as possible to the edge. It's kind of the rules, how it should be. So it's inside, this one is outside. And so do you see the length of the stitch? So it means it's from here to here. It's 4 millimeters, like the length of the stitch was 4. And it will look like much better. When the stitch is like the length is smaller, it doesn't look so well. You can, of course, you're very welcome to do like your own way, but I'm just explaining to you like how it should be by the standard. Sewing and fashion design, they have like rules. It's kind of like paying the taxes. When you pay the taxes, you know special rules. So here is the same way. Okay, so it's one side we did this way. They see how clean it is. And you only need the sewing machine and iron, yeah? Now I will show you this like a second side. So this one. I will iron it the same way to make it clean. So most important, keep the edges clean. We shouldn't see any raw edges. And now we will need only just the iron and special tape. Usually I like to buy mine from IKEA. I don't know why. Can we change for the presentation, please? So it's a clean hemming. I just showed you, yeah, what we did. And now I will show you the second one. It's an iron hemming tape, yeah? It's iron on. You can buy it from Amazon, like all my stuff from Amazon. Actually, the Walmart sewing department is great too. And usually the prices, they are much like lower. But you're very welcome to like check which one would you like to use. And I buy my iron-on hemming tape. It's from IKEA. Yeah, and let me show you how it looks like and what it is. So it's let me it's like this one. Usually you can use even it's for the curtains. It's very strong. If you will buy something from Amazon, it can be heavy duty too, but it's a little bit different. So it's kind of like see-through. It's kind of like double-side tape. I like IKEA's more. It looks like, for me, I don't know, the feelings, how it look like, and when you touch it, it's much better. So let me show you how to use this type of tape. You should just iron on. You can do like with this, whatever would you like. But be careful, it's not so strong. It will be enough for maybe 5, 7, like when you will washing cycles, yeah. But I think it's enough. Yeah. Then you can use a hand stitching or you can use a sewing machine on top. But you're very welcome to leave it the same way too. Okay, let's do the iron-on tape. Okay, as you know, we have here the line. Yeah, the first line we measured 1 inch. So I need to iron it. Yeah, because all the like seams should be clean and nice, so we can't leave anything like raw. What I will do, I will iron these parts. So I will fold to the line and iron. Yeah, I will fold it. So 1 inch. So if I need to fold half an inch, I should measure the line 1 inch. If you want to hem 2 inches, kind of fold the 2 inches, you have to measure 1 inch. All around, all around. Fold to the line and press it with steam. And be careful, this line disappears very quickly because it's heat erasable and the iron board getting like hot very quick. Yeah, so now the next step here, we have to measure 2 inches to hem 1 inch, yeah? So I will measure 2 inches from the bottom. And you see here is my line. So 2 inches here and it's and so the same way all around. It's kind of actually we're doing almost the same thing, only at the end you don't need the sewing machine. We will use the iron again. We will press it. And if you will just follow the rules, it will be only like 15 minutes work for you and you will be done. So guys, most important, don't skip anything. If you need to iron, iron it. If you need to pin, it's better to pin. Okay. So we will iron it again. Yeah, we will fold the fabric to the line to get to the line. Here. And let's iron it again. And if you will see here, so our seam, I'm going this way. Yeah, it's just here. So we ironed it. So they say we see it's clean because raw edge is inside. So we will keep going to iron, but now we will just change a little bit our position. What we do, we will put our iron on tape. So between the layers here, so it will stay inside between the layers. And what we will do, we will just press it. You see, it's inside. And I don't know, can you see, guys? Yeah, they see the tape there. Yeah, so here's a tape. It's better, it should stay inside. It's kind of like glue, yeah? It should stay inside. It's better if it will not go out. Because if you will see it a little bit on this side, it will be not good. So they see, it shouldn't be like this. Yeah, it should stay inside. Line up. So you don't need to line up the whole thing at once. Just only like 2 inches here. Every time we will work only 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, okay? That's it. You can steam it a little bit, press, steam, and press. So it should melt. Okay. Then we will turn around. So now next 2 inches. It's ironed so well. Next 2 inches, keep it inside. Yeah, it will melt very quick. And so we will do it all around the same way. So in this case, you don't need the sewing machine, but you're very welcome if you would like to sew it over. You can leave it like that, or you can do the hand stitching. So, see, stay in. It's very gentle, guys, so be careful, please. Melting very quick. And if you're using it the first time, you can try on something what you don't need. All around. Here we will cut the extras, we don't need that. And try to put everything in to hide the ends here. And just in case, I will have this one time all around. Wow, let's see what we got. So, look at this. So this one is the front of the project. So they see you don't see any stitches here. It's nothing, yeah. And this one is the wrong side. Yeah, it's inside of the project. So it's, they see it's staying together and it's no any stitches too. So that way you're very welcome to like to hem any project. It can be sleeves, or it can be like dresses, blouses, t-shirts, but be careful. At first try on something like on the scrap of fabric and then do the main part. If you have any questions about the first type or the second type of hemming, you can just like leave your questions in the chart. And at the end of the masterclass, I will like answer your questions. Okay? So, guys, how was that? Did you get it? Now let's move to the next type of fabrics. It will be our t-shirt, yeah? So, look at this. What we see here, we have two stitches here and this kind of like zigzaggish type on the other side. This type of stitch is a cover stitch machine. So it's not the sewing machine, it's not the serger machine, it's special type is a cover stitch. Can we please go to our presentation? So hemming the t-shirt. So they see guys on the screen, it's a two, you see the regular two straight stitch on the front side, yeah? Like face of the fabric, and on the back it will be like this type, kind of zigzaggish ones. So that one is a cover stitch machine stitch. Because the fabric is stretchy, we can't use a regular sewing machine. If your fabric is stretchy, your seams should be stretchy too, okay? So for that type of things, usually we need the cover stitch machine. And it's very easy and very like easy to use, and the result is always awesome. So let me show you how it look like. So they say to make this type of stitch, it can be jute, it can be any type. So usually you will use 3 or 4 threads. It can use 2 or 3 needles. So let me show you how to do that. Yeah, how to hem you. So let's do this. For example, this one is your t-shirt and we don't need it so long. For example, I just need here to trim a little bit. Like, let's say that it's 2 inches. I need to cut it out. It's 2 inches long. And for this type of seam, for the cover stitch, I just need to leave 1 inch. So if I need to cut 2 inches, make it shorter for 2 inches, and I'll need to leave it for, like just like 1 inch. It means I will cut from the bottom only 1 inch. So it's kind of like exactly above the line here. So look at me. I will just go and cut here. Just like above. All the way around. So I will show you the like regular ways and professional ways. So at least you should understand that a different type of machines exist for hemming too. And you shouldn't be scared. And then I will show you some stitches kind of the same as on the sewing machine. It will be kind of the same, but not really. But still, it will be some difference. But at least you will know. And you see, I will trim all around. Now, I know that I have a seam allowance here. It should be 1 inch. What I will do, I will draw 2 inches, because when I will fold, it will be 1 inch. Yeah, so and we always work on the wrong side of the project. Yeah, always on the wrong side. So 2 inches, 2 inches all around. 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on this side. So if it's in the future, you would like to open your own business or alteration centers, so you will use the cover stitch machine a lot, because 90% of all the clothes, when you will need to hem, it will be this knit or stretchy fabric. So for the stretchy fabrics, everything we can stretch, you should use the cover stitch machine. Okay. And guess what we will do? We will iron it again, yeah? So to get to the 2 inches line. So lots of iron. I will use this bigger one. Okay, so I did it. I did it all around. And you guys will be surprised, because usually the t-shirt, when we sew the t-shirts, we don't use a sewing machine at all. So when you see these like stitches on the side, so the things they have to be stretchy too. We use a serger machine. And the ferment will be the cover stitch machine. So they are very friendly. We have one. And I show you on the regular machine too how to do that. I just like want to show you how it should be done by the rules, and then we will figure it out how we can do it on a regular sewing machine. So don't be scared. It in. So this one is a cover stitch machine. It's a little bit different brand, but doesn't matter. So this one can be like 3 needles, 2 needles. You can use 4 needles, and it's only for hemming the stretchy fabric. So for example, all your t-shirts, sweatpants, like a neckline and the bottom line on the sleeve. So look at this. Let me show you. Yeah. So where you see that 2 lines, this is these 2 lines stitch. And on the bottom, you will see is like kind of like zigzagish. That's the cover stitch machine. If you will look at all your clothes, you will find it 90% of all your clothes. So it's kind of the idea of this stitch, because the stitch is stretchy and fabric is stretchy. If you will sew on just the regular sewing machine with a straight stitch, it will not work like that. So all the sports wear, all the swimming wear, usually even underwear, you will like use this type of machine. So let me show you how it works. The same way, when we hem, it means it's a circle, yeah? We should open this part, so it will be much easier to control. And I will use right now three threads. Sorry, two top ones and one bottom thread. So bottom thread will go here. So let me thread the machine. So what we do, this type of machines, when you buy it, it's already will come threaded. And then what we do, we just don't like, for example, if it will be like all thread, we just trim it here and tie the knots. So we never thread it from scratch. It will be too much time. Yeah, so we just like leave the like ends from the threads before, and with a new thread, we just line them up and tie it. So here too. So here, so like two threads here. And I will use a special type of thread. For example, this one is kind of like stretchy one, and it's very soft. It's polyester too. If you will use like lots of stretchy fabrics, that will be very helpful for you. Then double check that needle up, foot up. Tension here is 0. And now what we will do, we will just pull all these strings all the way down. All the way down. So it's a little right at the beginning. That's okay. Yeah. We have two threads here on the top. And we have one thread for the bottoms. Let's change it. This one is done. To bring all the threads under the foot. So let me turn the machine on. Usually when you're threading your machines, it's better to turn it off. As it's kind of by the rules, it should be off. Okay, and I will, so right now we will use 2 needles here. Okay. We threaded 2 needles. And it's 3 strings. 1 for the bottom and 2 for the top. Then we put our tension back to 3 here. Okay. Okay, and 3 here. Looks like we are ready. The hardest part about these machines that when you will sew, you will follow only the top part. So you can see what's going on your bottom side. So they see? So we can see only the top. So that at the beginning to start, at first I will measure, like if I will sew here, line up with this red line. So my seam is inside the stitch. It's okay. It means I will start somewhere here, foot down, line up with this red stitch, yeah? And let's do it. Look at this. But I see what we are getting, guys, here. It's 2 parallel straight lines. And on the other side, you see kind of like zigzagish stitch. Yeah, so that's the cover stitch machine. And it's stretchy too. So let me do half of this on the cover stitch machine, then we will switch to the sewing machine. Mhm. Okay. Middle up, foot up, and here's the interesting way that we have to pull these threads, and then we can pull these parts. Okay, so look at this. This is the bottom part, like inside. This one is outside. So this one is a cover stitch machine. Now let's try to do the same on the regular sewing machine, and you will see the difference. I'm not sure you would like it or not, but it will be some difference. So let's go to the regular machine here. And let's see, usually when you buy the machine, you will see different type of stitches. Let me show you. So this is a different type of stitches. And something close to that, I don't think so that it will work, but you can try, for example, let's do stitch number 8. You can do stitch number 15 and see how it will work. It will be not exactly what it is, but something close. Okay, let's try. And it will be kind of design. Let me answer it a little bit. Oh, sorry, I didn't change it for what I wanted. I didn't have number 8 here. Here's number 8. So if you will see it, they see how it's going. Interesting. So, yep. Then let's change it to number 20. So we will play around. If you will see some like famous brands, as they don't do just regular stitches, they do something fancy stitches. You can play around and see why not. So let me show you what we got. So they see you can make it a little bit different. You can use a fancy stitch like this or something like this. This one is a straight stitch. You see, it's not so stretchy. If I will stretch too much, they see what happens? So why the stitch should be stretchy? These ones will work. You see, they're stretchy and they're safe. So why never do the regular straight stitch? At least try to play around and see these type of stitches. You're very welcome to use any of them. And also what you all can do, you can use a special like stretchy threads. You can use it, you can find it on Amazon too. And maybe later I will send you the links too. Anna Sylvia, it's time, yeah, or not?
Yeah, we have some questions. We're going to open it up to the audience. I'm sure there are many questions. Great job, Dee. That was really interesting. I liked seeing that different stitches on a regular machine. All right, so let's bring you back.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, sorry, we didn't like finished all the project what we wanted today. Time is flying.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see.
So should we go to the
Hi, Dee. Thank you so much for that great presentation here today. All right. So we do have a lot of questions to get to. One of the big ones I think would apply to everybody is, what if you have a machine that doesn't have speed control? What is the best way to control the speed of a machine without that button, without that setting?
yeah, so guys, if you don't have that, it's kind of no any other way how to control, but it's kind of pretend that you're parking and you're like driving your car very slow. It's only one way to regulate the speed with pressure, how you like press the pedal. So don't press it too hard, just slowly, nicely, like you're parking. It's only way, sorry guys, no any other way.
It's just having the right control on your foot pedal. So definitely, if you could get that speed control, that'd be very advised. So why would you? When do you decide if you have an open seam or a closed seam?
So, kind of when you sew, it will be a lot. It's kind of like main part, like closed or open the seam. Usually, like so. For example, when you sewing the sides, it will be opened. When you like hemming, it will be mostly closed.
Right. And when you're ironing, do you suggest using a steam or no steam?
Steam. But depends the fabric, guys. Yeah, be careful, please. Try on this like a small piece of fabric, like on leftovers. But most important, like 90%, is a steam.
And what I saw this come in a couple of times. What iron are you using? That cute little like mini iron.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And
I
it seems
like
so
it a
powerful.
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But as, yeah, I bought it. It's from like let me show you the brand. So can you see it, guys?
Oh, it's a chi. Okay, yeah, of course, that's fancy.
And also, what I bought them from this small one from Amazon, but Walmart has a better price.
Yeah. I know they make great like hair irons. So I imagine their regular irons are incredible.
Yeah, any iron will work. Most important, double check, guys. It should have steam, and then more holes for the steam on your iron. It's much better because some irons can have only at the top or just like a couple of them all around. That's it. More holes for the steam. It's much better.
Kind of even distribution of the steam throughout the fabric.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. What do you do if you have like a slippery a fabric that's more slippery? I'm thinking of like satin. What is the best way to hem a slipperier fabric?
Yeah, something like that. Usually that fabric you will use a lot for the evening gowns or for like other like cool stuff. That way is a little bit different. I would recommend I will make a special video for that later and kind of guys just wait a little bit for that. I will
Fantastic.
explain too.
Fantastic. Yeah, and if you're registered, I'll be sure to send that out to everybody who registered. So if you're
Mhm.
here, you will get that video from Dee. Thank you so much, Dee, for taking the time to do that. So with the hemming tape, that's more my speed. I'll probably end up using hemming tape instead of sewing machine because it just seems easier. Is there a disadvantage? Will it wash off eventually? Uh, I see you nodding
Definitely.
your head. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. After 5, 7 times of washing, so maybe it will not able to stay more, but you can do it again.
Okay. But it's for a temporary fix. Um, so you can reapply it if need be.
Kind of like this type of things you can do for things when you don't wash too much.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm seeing here a question between the a Surger machine and the machine that you used. Is there a difference between a Surger machine and the machine that you were using?
Yes, so it's a three type of machines. Yeah, the first one is just a regular sewing machine. The second one is a serger machine, and third one is the cover stitch machine. So let me line up all of them maybe and show you guys, so then you will understand. Don't be scared. Most important, don't be scared. Only three machines, not such a big deal. But then you will be like a professional. You will get everything, and you don't need to worry about stuff. Sorry about that. We couldn't get to the surgery machine today, but I will try to make more videos about that and why it's very important, and we will go from there. So let me show you. So number one, what are you seeing right now? This one is a regular sewing machine. Yeah. So this one is a cover stitch machine. It's only for hemming. It's for the shoulders, for your necks, or for the bottoms, for any stretchy fabric. It can be like knit fabric, jersey, like everything what is stretchy. You will have to hem only on this machine. Then we have a serger machine. Usually we use it for the stretchy fabric and not for the stretchy fabric. So let me explain where and why. So when you connect the two details together, just for example, the side, yeah, like side seams. For the stretchy fabric, we will use just a sewing machine to sew the like two pieces together. And if it will be just a regular, for example, fabric, not the stretchy one, we will use both sewing machine and serger machine to sew like two pieces together, kind of like here, because then it also serger machine will protect it from fraying. So this is the thread, so it's not coming out. It's making it clean and nice for the regular fabric, not stretchy one. But if the fabric stretchy, it also will sew it together, protecting from fraying and also keeping them together. It's instead of sewing machine. And also the serger machine has a 3 or 4 threads, 2 needles, and it has a knife, which will cut the extra fabric and your seam will be clean and nice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that explanation. Now, when using a stretchier fabric, you suggest using one of the fancier stitches. Does that help with the resistance when you're stretching the material?
Yeah, that's much better.
And would you be using a different type of needle for that type of fabric?
Yes, please, guys. Our first lesson, yeah, last week we had an explanation about the different needles. Yeah, please go there and watch the videos about what kind of needles for what kind of type of fabrics.
Yeah, thank you. And as a reminder, if you missed that first class, I will include a link to that first class when I send out the link to this video, and it will be available on our YouTube page. I'm just waiting for a colleague of mine to finish something up, but it should be available just on our regular YouTube in the next couple of days. But you'll definitely get a link to it when I send out a link for this video as well. I'm just going through here to see if there's any additional questions that apply to everyone. Can you, while going through this, can you talk a little bit about what we'll be covering in the final section next week?
Yeah, so what we will do next week, guys, we will it's upcycling project. So if you have like lots of old clothes, like it can be polo or something from your kids, we will use all of them and make a funny like pillowcases, which will be very cozy and nice. And you can create your own designs there. I think it will be really fun and just to make something absolutely new from all your old fabrics or old clothes.
And so just general questions on maintenance. Is there a way to maintain the sharpness of your fabric scissors?
Kind of what I did, I bought a special sharpener from Amazon. I will maybe send you the link and then you can share with everybody.
And as you're hemming, if the item that you're trying to hem, if the ends are already fraying, how would you go about preventing further fraying of fabric?
So if it's only 1 inch, yeah, and the fabric is fraying, then you can just fold the first half an inch, like what we did here. So let me show you here. So what you will do, you will fold half an inch here. So let me see. So half an inch. And the second one, instead of the whole inch, you can do half an inch too, if it's like you don't have enough fabric. You can just reduce the second. Instead of 1 inch, you can make half an inch too. Then you will keep the like everything clean and inside.
And when you're cutting the fabric, are there special scissors for special fabrics, or do you just have a general fabric scissors?
So we have a general fabric scissors, but mine from IKEA. So it's just only for any type of fabric.
Okay, thank you. And can you repeat the type of pen you were using that erases?
Yes, I just ordered from, like, let me show you guys this pen. It's a heat erasable. You can find it on Amazon. So usually if it's like $8, $9 for 40 of them. So it can come different colors. It can be green, white, red, black.
All right, thank you. Can you give us a general price range for the different machines?
So let me show you. For example, something like this. So first of all, guys, we don't sell anything. Yeah, we are sewing school, and our idea is just to teach young designers, especially, to grow them as like future fashion designers. So this type of machine, it's just a regular sewing machine. It's like sewing plus quilting, because do you see, you can see lots of different stitches here, the options. Usually when the sewing machine plus quilting, it's much stronger, and it has lots of stuff what we need, like speed control, needle down or like up, like buttonholes. These type machines cost 250. This one is from Brazil, and this is HC 1850. It's a nice machine, I like it. So 250 on Amazon, yes. And we are using it mostly like more than 5 years and never had any services. But of course, like I change the needles every time, and we are very gentle with the machine. The second one is the Elna. This one's a little bit fancy, guys. You can go a little bit like, you don't need this type of like fancy machines. It's a 5 threads machine. It's cover stitch. It Elna Cover Max. This is, I believe, around 1500. It's on Amazon too. You can just buy the Juki cover stitch machine. It will be 700. This one is the Juki cover stitch. It's MO644D. I like it a lot. It's the best machine ever. It's a serger machine. It's around $300 on Amazon. But mostly, guys, but if you like thinking about the machine, buy the sewing machine first, then the serger machine second, and then the cover stitch machine.
All right, thank you so much. I'm getting a lot of thank yous here for having great explanation, easy to follow. So thank you so much, Dee, for all of that.
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
Sure. Thank you so much, Dee.
You're
Well, Dee, I
welcome.
do want to thank you for another amazing and fascinating class. This is a whole new world for me. I've never done anything, and you make it very accessible and very easy, making it feel that anybody who wants to can do this. So thank you for making it so accessible. And we will be back next Saturday at 2:30 for now the final part of this series. We'll hopefully be able to bring on Dee later on in the year. But if you have any ideas or suggestions for the type of programs you would like to see us offer, please respond to that email that I'll be sending out next week. We want to continue offering classes that are, that you're interested in, that you could learn from, that you could be entertained from. So please let me know if there's any other type of class you'd like us to offer. And with that, Dee, I will give you the last word for the day.
Thank you guys very much to spend your time with us. Yeah, please don't be scared. Everything is possible. You should try. And it looks like that you need too much stuff and equipment, but in real case, no. You can start with the sewing machine, then go to the serger machine and the cover stitch machine, but that's it. You don't need any other machines.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you all next week. Bye-bye.